Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, hello, I am JoJo from JoJo's Cup of Mocha, and today's video is going to be very special because I'm going to be giving you guys a luggage review on my new suitcase. This is the Level 8 Luggage suitcase. This is a carry-on suitcase, and for full transparency, they did send me this suitcase to review, and I just recently took it with me on my trip to Jamaica, my family trip to Jamaica, and I'm going to tell you my review, the pros, some cons if there are any, and I'm just going to give you my honest thoughts on this suitcase and if you should invest in it. Okay, so the specific suitcase that I have is the Texture Carry-On 20-inch. So this is basically the luggage that goes in the overhead bin of the airplane. This is not something that you typically check in. I mean, if you want to check it in, hey, go for it, you do you. But if you've seen any of my packing videos, you know that I love to take carry-on only. I do not like to check in bags, especially after my little fiasco with going to Jamaica last year. I am very hesitant to check in bags, so when they kindly reached out to me and I saw that they had carry-on luggage, so I was like, okay, yeah, I'm going to definitely check it out and get this one. So like I said, this is the Texture Carry-On 20-inch. The actual cost of this is $156.99, so like $157. And you can get this not only in the 20-inch, but also like the 24-inch, 26-inch, and 28 inches. Although the last two that I did mention, those are only available in certain colors. But the one that I got, the smallest one, the 20-inch, comes in a wide variety of colors. You can have any color from gray to black, like this like navy blue color, green, a light blue color, and this floral white or like off-white kind of color, and of course pink. I just love pink. Pink is my favorite color in the entire world, if you haven't noticed by now. Just everything from like most of my accessories, my luggage, like everything. If it comes in like a pink color, I am getting pink. So we're going to move on to physically showing you the actual specs of the suitcase. You can see this is the suitcase. It has the Level 8 logo on it, and it has the zippers here at the top. It has the TSA approved lock. It has the handle right here. It has the handle which you pull up and you can use it to, you know, roll it around the airport. It has the zippers, two zippers actually, which go into the little locking mechanisms here on the suitcase. Over here on the side, it has these four little legs, I guess you can call them. So if you want to or need to lay your suitcase on the side for whatever reason, or like when I was flying to Jamaica, they asked that we have the suitcase on its side. You could just lay it like that on its side and it's good to go. There's also a handle on the side here, so if it is laying on the side and you need to lift it up, you can do that just like that. On the bottom here, it has the swivel wheels, the 360-degree spinning wheels. There are four of them, and it has like a little logo from Level 8 on them. And it's like a yellowy gold type of color, which is really, really cool. Besides the suitcase itself being pink, the zippers, the wheels, and the handles, everything is lined in black, which I personally love. I love that color combo, honestly. It's great. So that is it for the specs of the outside. So now we're going to take a look at the inside. So like I said, on the inside here there is a divider. It opens up like a clamshell style type of luggage, kind of like my Eagle Creek Global Companion backpack. That's another reason why I just loved this suitcase so much, and I just decided to go with it because it opens out and there are two like deep pockets, so that way you are utilizing as much space as you can. You could take as many things as you need for your trip and you don't have to sacrifice or compromise things because it, generally speaking, should fit. Here is what it looks like. Super duper nice. So on the I guess, right-hand side, if you're standing over it, is the compartment. This one doesn't have outside zipper on it, so it's just like a lined compartment, and it has the material lining on the inside. Onto the left side of it, there are two zipper compartments here, and in this top part here, I decided to keep Ziploc bags. I didn't bring any Ziploc bags with me to Jamaica, but this is where they're going to live. I just find that having extra Ziploc bags are just useful for any type of trip that you take, no matter if it's like a little vacation like mine or weekend getaway. The bottom section here, I keep a little plastic disposable hair shower cap. So what they call. So that is that side. And if we unzip it here, because the handle mechanism doesn't take up space, it's still the fabric lining, but you can tell like you definitely have more space in here. And this is what it looks like. That is it for the inside of the suitcase. It's very simple, very minimalist, which I really, really like. So, oh, and even the zippers have like the little Level 8 logo. I didn't notice that before. That's pretty cool. Anyways, so now I'm going to tell you a little bit about the specs of this specific suitcase. It's a lightweight and durable polycarbonate hard shell, so definitely, if you can hear, it has 360 degree spinner wheels, which is amazing because the other suitcase that I had would only swivel but so much, but these actually swivel all the way around. So no matter which direction you're going, or if you're going over like a little bump or something, the wheels can twist and go in the direction that they need to, so that way your luggage can keep it moving and not get stuck like my other suitcase did. It got stuck quite a bit. This suitcase also has special diamond texture and anti-scratch surface. The hard shell is a waterproof material as well, which is amazing. There is a 3-step aluminum telescopic handle, swing range less than 1 centimeter. It has TSA approved combination locks. I was so just amazed by this feature. I know a lot of suitcases nowadays like have this feature, but just having one for myself was absolutely amazing. So you don't really need to carry like separate locks if you don't want to. Like, it's just built in right there. You can set it and you're on your merry way. And if they need to, you know, security needs to, you know, go into it for whatever reason, they don't have to break the lock. They can actually unlock it themselves because it is a TSA approved lock. How cool is that? The suitcase also has a fully lined interior design, and it has like a cool little divider, and it has zip pockets on the inside as well. I would say for this 20-inch, this is similar to like my Eagle Creek Global Companion backpack, which is about 40 liters. So this is the smallest one, and this would be about 40 liters. It says here on the website that this will be 41 liters actually. The 24-inch would be 68 liters, then the next one above that 89 liters, and then the last one is 99 liters. The overall dimensions for this little guy right here, I believe it is the 21.5 inches lengthwise by 14.6 inches widthwise and 9.3 inches heightwise. And I fit this in the overhead bin of the airplanes that I took to and from Jamaica. Not a problem whatsoever. Even if I overstuffed this, which I didn't, it would have still fit in. And one of the airlines that I did fly was Frontier, which is like a budget airline, kind of like Spirit, you know, or maybe like Ryanair or something like that. And it fit in the overhead bin compartment with no issues whatsoever. So this is pretty awesome to take with you if you are like me and like to just use carry-on luggage only. What's also really cool about this suitcase is that it has a lifetime warranty. So if something happens to it, it has a lifetime warranty, so you can return it and exchange it for another one. So that is really, really cool. And specifically speaking, on the website, it says that the lifetime warranty covers any functional damages to the shell, the wheels, handles, zippers, or anything else that impairs you to use your luggage. So if it's like lost or stolen, like they're not gonna cover that. But if it's like functional, like if, I don't know, your wheel gets like jammed or something like that happens to it and you can't use it, then you can get a new one, which is really, really cool. And this isn't the only carry-on luggage that they have. They have the full aluminum carry-on luggage. They have the Pro carry-on luggage with laptop pockets, the Road Runner. I will leave a link, of course, to the website down below and the specific suitcase that I got from there as well. And, you know, you don't have to get the exact one that I have. I just decided to go with this one. But now we're going to move on to some of the pros and cons that I found with this when I did travel. So some of the pros, like I said, it's a very minimalist design, is very sleek. I love how it fit into the overhead bin with no problems whatsoever. I love the 360 spinning wheels. It's such a change for me from my other suitcase, which I haven't used in like 4 or 5 years now. I love the TSA combination locking system. I love how effortlessly it just glides over like any surface, a lot of the bumps and stuff. I never noticed how many cracks and bumps on the sidewalk Philly has when I'm going through like the airport and I need to walk on the pavement. But this over it like it was nothing. It didn't, you know, stop or anything. It just kept it moving. And even when I did have clothes in it, I found was still relatively, you know, easy to pick up and move around with. When I was putting it in the overhead bin, it is just a bit like heavy because of the hard shell material and whatnot. It's going to make it a little bit heavier, but I didn't find like that stopped me, honestly. It's just a pain when I'm going up 3 flights of stairs to my apartment, but when I'm going down or moving through the airport, getting it in and out of the overhead bins, you know, didn't have a problem with it really, honestly. I loved the little compartment system that it has on the inside. Very minimalist, which I love. I'm not a huge pocket person, so just the 2 pockets on the inside, really, really awesome. And I feel like if I needed to put something in there in the future, that would be more than enough for me. And I found that the 2 deep pockets were enough to fit my clothes. It was enough to fit like my, you know, mask and snorkel, extra shoe size, anything really. I try at least to pack light, and this really made it easy for me to do that. Okay, some cons. I don't like to say cons, honestly. I just like to think of it as just features or things that just aren't necessarily for me, but they may be for you, you know, or vice versa. So I don't want to say like, you know, cons or anything like that, but just some things that I did notice, which kind of make it a bit more, you know, challenging to do certain things, but we're going to get into that right now. So like I said, even though when it was stuffed, it was relatively okay to pick up still. Because of the material, it will make it just a bit heavier. So if you decide to get, if not the carry-on, then like the actual checked-in luggage size suitcase, do be aware of that and just, you know, measure it beforehand just in case, because that can make it a little bit heavier than like a soft shell or just like a fabric type of suitcase. I did notice that this handle here is good. I just wish that there was more of it, because you know, like certain suitcases, it specifically like sticks out like that. This one doesn't, which it could go both ways. It's slim, so that way it's not taking up room. So if you really needed to like squeeze it in there or squeeze it between something, this lays flat, so you can really utilize the space that you have and just really stick it in there, and it's not going to bulk out or anything like that. Even though that this is very slim, sometimes like when you're in like a rush to grab it, sometimes you gotta really like wiggle your fingers in there and then pull it out, which is just a bit of a nuisance sometimes. Like I said, when you're like rushing or trying to really pick it up. Like sometimes if you are like rolling it through the airport and then like you have to go up the stairs and there's no like elevator nearby, instead of just having like a handle that sticks out like that, you can just easily pick it up. I had to really dig my hand up in there to really pull it up, but other than that, like I wouldn't say that's really too much of a big deal for me, honestly. You know, I managed just fine with it on my last trip. With the inside of the suitcase, like I did mention on the right hand side, if you're standing over the right hand side where the handles are, that does take up a bit of space in the suitcase, which I mean is pretty much standard for any suitcase like this, because the handle mechanism's gotta go somewhere, you know, because like I said, I had to use my Eagle Creek Global Companion backpack. It doesn't have a handle system, so that, you know, type of space issue doesn't really come up at all. But with these, I have to remember that that is like a factor. So if I am packing, you know, anything like that, like my clothes in the packing cubes that can contort and, you know, move with whatever space is available, I will just, you know, kind of put them in there or figure something out. But like I said, on this trip it really didn't affect any of the packing that I did much, so it was all good for me either way. Another con, or just something to think about and be aware of with this suitcase, is that there is no front compartment for a laptop. Like I mentioned earlier, this type of suitcase that I went for does not have a front laptop pocket, but the ones that I did mention, some of them do have a laptop pocket. And if you have a laptop or an iPad and you're going through security, you know how much of a pain of a butt it is to take it out and then to put it on, you know, like the tray separately from everything else. With this type of suitcase, you have to literally unzip the whole thing, open it up, and take it out, or just have it out beforehand. It is something to definitely think about and be aware of if you get this exact suitcase. Another thing with this suitcase is the pocket space, or just the pockets in general. There are only two on the inside pocket, and they're on like the left hand side, those two big compartments. Like I said, for me personally, I'm not much of a pocket type of person. If you've seen any of my packing videos before, you know I have packing cubes or organizers or just cases. Everything needs to be compartmentalized in some way, shape, or form. It needs to be in a case or something. I don't like having wires or anything loose like that in like my luggage. It all needs to be put in somewhere or something. And because of that, because of the system that I use, I don't really utilize pockets in like my backpacks or in the suitcases. So something like this for me, if I have a few extra things here and there, you know, that is good enough for me. However, for you, it might not be the case. You may be one of those people that likes to have lots of different compartments and different pockets to fit things in, so that way, you know, it fits to your packing style. If you get this suitcase, just be aware of that. You're not going to have tons of little teeny tiny pockets. You basically just get those two front pockets on the left hand side, and that's that. One last thing that I did find just a smidget kind of irritating at times was the lined fabric in the suitcase. And I say this because it's very loose and flimsy. So if you're trying to like pack something or zipper up the compartment, sometimes that tends to get in the way, but it really, you know, isn't that big of a deal to me. I just found like when I was packing things or trying to, you know, maneuver things in there, because it's not just like a fitted, tight fitted, you know, lining. It just tended to, you know, get into things and get caught in the zipper like once or twice. At the end of the day, not really a huge deal to me, but it may be for you. So just something to think about and be aware of, like I mentioned, just putting it out there in the open. Overall though, despite some of the nuances and just things that just make it a bit trickier, overall I absolutely loved the suitcase. I loved using it, I loved packing it. and it just made my life so much easier when I was going through the airport. It just was awesome. I just used this, I had my little fanny pack, and I was good to go. I didn't have to worry about like anything on my back or making my shoulders and my back slightly hurt depending on the backpack that I use. And I just love the color. I just love the TSA mechanism, which I use because I don't trust anyone even though it's carry-on only. You just never know nowadays, and better to be safe than sorry. And that's just an added thing to the suitcase. You don't need to buy a separate lock to put on here to make that happen. I love the handles, I love the swivel wheels, and overall I can definitely tell that this is going to be coming with me on some of my future trips. My boyfriend and I are actually going to 2 weddings, one in October and one in November, and I'm going to be using my new suitcase for both trips. In true, researcher academic type of fashion, I'm going to keep utilizing the suitcase on different trips in different environments and different settings to really put it to the test. For my initial impressions, my first review of this luggage is definitely positive, and I think that you will like it as well if you decide to get one. That is it for this video. I really hope you liked it. I hope you found it very useful. Please give this video a like, subscribe, hit the bell to receive notifications, and leave a comment down below. Have you used the Level 8 suitcases? What do you think of it? I will see you in the next video. Bye guys!